Okay.
I think so.
When we last left off, you guys had just
Less.
yes. When we last left off, you guys had
Just had a giant orgy.
yes, a
Sorry.
giant orgy. You had escaped from the
What?
clutches of an evil cult, made your way back to the town of Targ after aiding some civilians. You managed to track down the cult's hideout, and you dispatched some more members of the cult.
I went ahead and converted somebody.
So you guys are still in the warehouse. You just convinced the
Oh wait,
cult.
sorry.
You convinced the cult member who was guarding the door to renounce his ways and turn to the side of good. What would you two like to do now?
I planned on going to the church.
Okay.
I guess I'll follow him because I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to do in this warehouse. So. Did I
Okay.
loot everything? I can't remember.
Yes, you looted everything.
I think I did. Okay.
You did. You put it in the bag of holding.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember now. I'm missing a book. Oh shit.
You guys make your way out of the warehouse, back into the main. Well, not the main thoroughfare. You make your way back outside in the poor district where the warehouse was located. You guys then make your way through the poor district back to the main thoroughfare. It takes you about 10 minutes to get to the church, but you arrive safely at the church. What would you like to do?
I go ahead and put my hands on the guy's shoulders. This is the place that we're gonna be taking you. Be a safe place for you.
He nods his head.
I bang on the door real hard.
The door slowly opens. You guys step inside the church. It's a nice church. You've been there before. The ceilings are high. There are stained glass windows depicting ancient saints and battles. And the church itself is kind of empty. It's not a worship day. It's a weekday. Most people are at work. Um, you're at the church.
Thought somebody was gonna be here this time. Huh.
The main priest is here. He's up front praying.
Ah. Okay.
You could have this guy hang out until Sunday.
Ain't that something? Okay. Father, I have returned.
He stops praying and raises his head. You're back. What can I help you with?
I have a new soul that has been saved.
He kind of looks at you curiously and says, "You've been converting a lot of people."
For the good cause.
He nods and says, "Well, all are welcome."
Alright.
The cult member takes off his cult robe, revealing standard civilian clothing. He hands you his scimitar, which he no longer needs, and
Okay,
joins
I'll
the
take
priest.
that.
The priest. So
Take that.
you now have a scimitar and cult robes.
Dude, the way I was listening to that, I totally thought that the priest guy fucking took off his robe because he said cult, and I've been calling him a fucking cult this whole time. I'm sorry. So that's just what I pictured over that. Alright.
Oh my god.
What would you like to do
Sorry.
now?
Well, I look over to Igneal and I'm like, so, what do you want to do next?
Um, we could look for more work maybe,
Yeah, we can do that.
or we
I'll
could
follow your lead.
we already took out the cultist thing, right, Logan? So,
As far as you know,
as far as we know.
Well,
Should I
from
investigate
what
that warehouse more? Maybe. I don't know. God damn it, Logan, I hate you.
Igneel,
Yeah.
straight up, if I remember right from what that guy told me, because I asked him about it. He said that there's no other hideouts other than that one, so shouldn't be anything. Okay, well maybe can I make a straight intelligence check or something like that, or is there any type of
What are you
investigation?
trying to determine?
Determine if like what we've like got rid of is gone from the city for the time being, or what?
Go ahead and make a straight intelligence check.
Ooh. All right. Where's my intelligence at? 13.
13. You don't know. You don't know the exact details of the cult. You don't know much about it. You don't have a roster. You don't have a list of names. You're going off what the guy told you, but you don't know if he knows everything. You don't know if he's lying to you. You didn't insight check him. You don't know if he's lying to you.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
you just don't know.
We could go and come over the warehouse before we move on to looking
We
for other
could.
work.
Good. If you want, we can go to quickly to the Warrens, to the Warren place.
What's
Go,
that?
that would be.
Were we doing this pro bono, by the way? Like, was there any
No one
confidence
has
in the
offered
cult
you.
people?
No one has offered you a reward.
We should go to see if we can collect some sort of reward, maybe.
True. We
Well,
do
no,
have
because then
robes.
I
Oh,
did take a bunch
oh,
of like armor though. That might
oh.
not be good.
I actually have an interesting idea too. You know that guy at the bar? Guy
Oh
that
yeah, he was
the
a
cultist guy?
contact for the other guy.
Yeah.
We might need to go interrogate him.
Oh yeah. You just have to, take him to the side, talk to him about this, and and take it and bring upon God's
I'll
justice
let you
on him.
take the lead. I have a feeling you're good at interrogating. You seem like the
Mm,
interrogating type.
not one bit. I I was just so fucking
We head to the
lucky.
bar, Logan.
Okay. You guys exit the church and make your way back to the shop, not the shopping district, but where the tavern is located. It only takes you about 5 minutes. You make your way back to the. Hold on. You make your way back to the bouncing target. Uh, it is closed. It is locked up.
Is locked up.
It's locked up. You can't get in.
Is there any any notice on the saying why it's locked up or no?
Yes, there is a hammer to the front of the door is a piece of parchment.
Can I read it and see what it
Sure,
says?
go ahead. It says by order of the town guard, this establishment has been closed.
Mm.
Is there any lights on in the vicinity of what the bar is?
No, it is completely dark. But you guys notice that a lot of people are starting to make their way to the center of the nearby courtyard. A lot of people, like most of the people, are starting to gather there.
Ooh, quickly enough. Can I do that special knock?
It's
I
so
normally
Yes.
like
do.
me, like 15 drinks, damn it. Bastards.
I like to do that special knock on that door.
Okay, you do the special knock, the one you heard earlier. There is no response.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, you said there's a crowd forming or
There's a
something?
crowd forming.
Really quickly, I want to run behind the bar and just see if there's like any back entrance or anything like that.
Okay.
Like
I'll follow lead.
Okay, make a
is there
perception.
do
Well, you
I
don't need a perception check. There is no back door. It's just a dim alleyway, shaded from the
okay.
sun.
I go ahead and go see what the commotion's on about, like
Okay.
what the people are
As you
breaking up.
approach the courtyard, you notice that there is a not what's it called? I guess a stand erected in the center of the courtyard and a noose. This
Someone's getting hung.
yes. You guys enter the crowd.
The barkeep is getting hunged. We're gonna know this for certain.
As you approach, you see that there are not a lot of town guard. There's maybe 3 town guard on the platform, and they are holding the bartender, who is he looks a little roughed up. He's bleeding from his nose. He's got a black eye. And the guard are trying to quiet down the crowd. After the crowd quiets down, one of the guards clears his throat and says, "Hear ye, hear ye. This man has been caught indulging in cult business and has been sentenced to death. If anyone should have information about the cult, please speak now."
All right. I want to make an entrance on this.
Oh, okay. God damn it.
Give me a sec. I'm looking for the right spell to do this. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and use the cantrip light on my body
Mm-hmm.
just to shine to show that I know. Justifying that.
Okay. As you cast light on yourself, the crowd kind of they audibly gasp as you illuminate yourself, and they clear a path for you. You then approach the front of the grandstand. The guards have their hands on their weapons, and they're eyeing you suspiciously, but they haven't drawn their weapons yet.
I pull out the bag of holding cult robe and throw it onto the stand.
They still hold their swords.
I have information.
They kind of look at you curiously, and then they release the grip on the sword, and they nod knowingly, and they say, "Excellent. What do you know?"
Well, besides the fact that I'm a dark elf and right now at this time, because you can see me as a dark elf. Me and my compatriot over here, Igil! We went ahead and we've actually infiltrated 2 areas. Well, there's like quite a few things that happened. First, we got abducted and brought to the caves all the way in the desert. Yes, that's where I met my pal Igil. We dealt with some cultists. They created a giant meat beast monster. Yeah, killed a bunch of them. Found out about the rings. These rings that go ahead and basically go ahead and consume the person that go ahead and have it on. Quickly enough. Do I see a ring on that guy's finger?
Make a perception check.
Wait. Do I see it with my passive perception or not?
What's your passive perception?
Where's my passive perception? Give me a sec. Oh, 15.
15? Yeah. Easily enough. His hands are bound to the front of him, and you can see on his ring finger is the same iron band that you've been seeing on all the cult members.
Okay, is it like swole or something like that, or not? From what I see,
Wait, who is that on?
It's on the cult member.
the
Oh, okay.
the bartender guy.
I thought you were saying it was on the guards.
No. His
Um,
finger is swollen, and it looks uncomfortable.
I also want to point out, I say to the guard, you might want to take that ring off, or you're just gonna be helping his cult by sending him to the what the fuck was it called?
The leech.
The leech.
The guards kind of look at you curiously and then nod. They take his hand and they try and pry the ring off.
I just chop off his finger. You're killing him anyway.
They can't get the ring off, but you do say that out. Do you say that out loud?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
One of the guards pulls out his sword and takes the bartender at this point starts to struggle, and they hold him. Two of the guards hold him while the third guard takes a dagger, and just snip cuts his finger right off.
I will go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use cure wounds on the guy so we can still interrogate him.
They've probably already done interrogating. The guy's beat the hell and back.
Well, I want to make sure he's at least conscious so we can go ahead and keep on interrogating this motherfucker. Because we need to know if the cult is gone from this area. Remember?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my headset got unplugged.
Wow.
I'm gonna use cure wounds on the guy that they just did some damage to,
Okay.
just to make sure he stays conscious at least. Uh, 9 plus 7. 25 health.
Okay. Um, you heal him up. His bleeding stops. His eye is still messed up. His finger, the wound closes, but he obviously doesn't have a finger now. The guards kind of shake their head and say that was unnecessary.
We need to interrogate him. We don't know if there's still cult members out there.
We-
Also,
We've already interrogated him. We know exactly where they're hiding out. We're gonna put him to death and then round
Oh.
up the guard.
oh, good question. Is it in one of your guys' places, like holding all your stuff, your shelter?
They kind of look at you and say, "No, it's in a mansion outside of town."
All right. Well, we did go ahead and clear out some cultists that were hiding out in one of you guys' little places, your suckades. Warehouse. There we go. That's the word.
Okay, both of you, what's your passive perception?
15.
I think it's 13 because you include your proficiency, right? Well, I'm not proficient in perception though, so I don't know how that
No,
works.
no. Your passive wisdom gets the proficiency bonus. It's
Okay,
8 plus proficiency plus your passive your wisdom modifier.
So 15
It's
and 13?
8 plus. Yeah, mine's 13, I think.
Mine's 15.
Yeah, it's 10 plus your wisdom modifier plus proficiency, I think.
Yes, 10 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom.
Wait, 10 plus. Wait, our proficiency is
No.
at +3, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Wait, actually, wait then.
I think
See.
it's on. I think you only get proficiency if proficient in perception checks, though. Maybe I don't know. I said go without the proficiency bonus because I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
So mine's only 10.
Then mine will be at 14.
Okay.
If it's without proficiency bonus.
You both notice this. The cult member starts to mumble to himself, and you notice he starts to shake violently.
Oh wait. Actually, am I able to use remove curse at this moment or not? If it
You can
does
certainly
anything,
try.
He mumbled
Wait.
to himself, so he cast a spell then.
He's
right? Would I be able to
mumbling.
recognize that?
Oh
Or...
wait. Actually, no. Is it possible for me to use dispel magic on him since he's casting some kind of ritual?
Let me see.
Are you there, Javon? By the way.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I
I
was
got
just
my
saying.
thing muted.
You're good. Okay. I just didn't know if you were still there because I hadn't heard anything from you.
Manuel, you cast dispel magic. It has no effect.
Okay.
You notice the guards kind of release the man as he begins to his body begins to contort and twist. He breaks from his bindings as his arms grow in size, and his body and his head kind of elongates and swells.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast magic weapon. I mean, not magic weapon. Wow, spiritual weapon.
Okay. I
No,
need
want
you
to
all.
take this time to cast. Can I do it? Cast something before combat?
What are you gonna cast?
Haste on Manny.
That's fine.
Alright.
But I need everyone to roll initiative, including you, Javon, because you are in the crowd.
Actually, wait, hold on. Might not cast haste. Sorry, 1 second. I want to, because I think it's other spells concentration. What the fuck was it called? We can all roll initiative and shit. I'm just gonna see if I'm casting haste or not. Sorry.
15.
15? What's your character's name, Javon?
Ran.
Rin?
Ran.
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 Okay.
Like he
Hey,
ran.
should I go ahead and roll it for my my partner as well?
Yes.
I got 17 for my initiative, by the way.
My partner had a 5.
Is this... Wait, this is not concentration. Hell yeah. So I do cast haste on Manny, by the way. Manny is hasted.
Oh, awesome.
Oh wait, oh, fuck. Did we ever have a short rest or anything, Logan?
No. You went straight from combat to combat.
Fuck.
Yeah. I already knew that.
I don't think I cast haste. I don't have enough spell slots.
Okay,
Damn
good to
it.
know.
Okay, never mind. You are not hasted, Manny. I'm sorry.
Oh, not a problem.
But
As you see the light form together and everything with the force of nature. You see a hammer appear where the spiritual weapon is.
I need your initiative on.
Alright, so
Javon!
Yeah? I already gave mine.
I
Use
said
your initiative or
no. I said
something.
Vaughn.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah.
Manny.
Vaughn,
Manny,
Manny's
okay.
character is Vaughn.
my apologies. I thought you said Javon.
Yeah,
18.
Let me roll off real quick.
18.
Okay, you're up first.
Alright, wait. Sec. Alright, so I have a spiritual weapon already cast. Okay. I pull my crossbow and I melee at the thing.
Okay, it's up on the grandstand. You're down below it. You'd have to climb up to get to it.
I thought I was on the grandstand with them. That's how I did cure wounds.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit. Alright. 19.
19 will hit.
Alright. That will be 14. Oh, not 14, 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, you run up
I gotta pick
and
some-
smack it with your You smack it with your crossbow, and you do 4 damage. That's the end of your turn. Igneel, you're
Oh
up.
no, my spiritual weapon.
Oh, your spiritual weapon. Yes.
I'm gonna use my balance action to attack my spiritual weapon.
Okay,
17.
17. That'll hit.
All right. And that's 1d8. Okay, 10.
10
Good
damage.
10 of force damage.
Okay. Your spiritual hammer comes in and just smacks it clear across its strange, contorted face as it just looks at it and growls. That's the end of your turn. Ran, you're up.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, how far am I?
Uh,
Where am I
you're
located in this?
you're in the crowd. You're about 40 feet away.
Oh, 40 feet away. Um, and how many of them are up there? And I guess where are they by Vaughn?
They're
Do I have a clear view of any of them?
yes, it's a big hulking creature. I'll describe it. It's flesh colored. It's got two hulking fists. Its legs kind of shriveled up, and it's walking on its fists, and its head is a long snake like with a toothy maw at the front, no eyes. But it is standing at least it's standing at least like 4 feet above the guards and Manny or Vaughn.
Would it be?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I'll wait till later.
You're good.
Go ahead, Miney.
I was just gonna ask. Is there anything in game that you can buy that's like a monster manual or something that kind of gives you?
You could look. You can always look.
All right. Sorry.
Go ahead, or Javon, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and use Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
Oh, I love that spell.
So yeah, you point at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of the Loria spell fills the air around it for a moment. The target will succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 net necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic.
You said wisdom,
Yes.
so unnatural 20.
Natural 20. Some bitch. All right. So it'll take 2d8 since I'm at 5th level. So
Ooh.
that'll be 14.
Okay. As you cast this spell, the crowd kind of clears around you, and you two now get a good look at the person who's aiding you. If you'd like to describe what your character looks like, Javon.
Actually, real quick, did that creature already have damage taken?
Yes.
Oh, actually, let me redo that. I rolled the 8 instead of 12. That'll be 16. Sorry,
16.
Yes, sir. So as for what they can see, my character is just general, about 17 years old, about 5'8". I'm wearing kind of like a hooded jacket. The top of my face, my skin's brown skin. Top of my face, you see kind of a white half skull, kind of like paint across my face. And I have a belt that has the same type of skull on my pants, blue like red ruby, red gleaming eyes. And beside me, you see that there's somebody who's standing pretty close. He's wearing a complete black cloak and a mask of a white skull as well.
Okay. Igneal, you recognize this person.
I look at this guy puzzled.
Sorry.
Who are you?
Okay.
We can catch up later. Let's take care of this first.
Javon, our characters are on good terms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We went through our situation together, but I went back to how you felt seeing you before. We haven't seen.
My family says hi, Javon, by the way.
I say hi to your family.
Okay. Up next is the creature. It's going to turn around on you, Manuel. It's going to make 3 attacks against you, all reckless. So it has advantage.
Alright.
The first one's a natural 20.
But I get advantage next turn round.
The next one is the next attack is a natural 1 and a natural 2, so it misses. The third attack is an unnatural 20, so it hits.
Okay.
So its bite hits you and one of its fists hits you.
Let's see, how much health do I have? Okay.
So you take 26 points of piercing damage as its neck
Okay.
elongates, it reaches down and bites into your shoulder.
22. Okay.
And then you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as it takes its fist and just clocks you across the jaw.
All right. So 26 damage in total. You said.
26 from the first one, 13 from the second one.
Ooh, God, that was dangerous. Ooh.
That's the end of its turn. Javon, your cohort is up.
Is it like 40 feet behind?
40
40 feet
feet.
away?
Yeah, it's 40 feet and up on a platform.
Um, my cohort is more than likely just gonna place himself about 10, 15 feet in front of me as kind of like a shield.
Okay.
And that'll
Back
be
up.
the end of his turn.
Okay, back up to the top. It's Vaughn.
Speaking of which, what happened to all the guards that were
I
raiding
think
the
I
area?
got skipped, by the way.
Who got skipped?
Me, I haven't had a turn yet.
I thought you. No,
I
you
thought you went after.
went after Manny.
No, you didn't.
You didn't? Okay, then
I didn't
Ignil,
do
you're
it.
up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Oh, you tried to haste Manny as a before the combat, and I thought that
Yeah,
was your
before
turn.
combat.
So it's you're up. You're up.
Hold on. Just trying to see. Use choice of- Damn, it's a fucking bonus action. Okay, I guess it's alright. Spend sorcery points into one spell slot as a bonus action.
Mm.
Using spell slot table shows. God damn, it costs a lot of sorcery points to renew some fucking slots. Shit. Okay. Guess I'll fucking do it. I'm gonna go ahead and use my for my bonus action. I'm gonna use 5 sorcery points to get back a third spell slot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Melf's Minute Meteors.
Okay. So you cast the spell, the ground around you kind of shakes, and these little rocks start to float, and then they get caught around you and start to spiral around you. I also need you to make a wild magic roll
Wait, why?
because I thought you were a wild magic sorcerer.
I only make the roll if I'm if I roll a 1.
Yeah, you have to roll.
No,
You have to roll a
yeah,
d20.
he tells you to. Well, he can tell you at any point
No,
whenever you
the
make
the
spell.
spell I cast it and then I use a bonus action to spend the send the meteors at things.
I know, but you still cast a spell.
Anytime you make
Oh.
a spell,
Okay,
the DM
so
can, yeah.
I need you to
Yeah.
roll a
you
d20
roll
for me.
every time
Yes.
you cast a spell. Okay, a 7.
So
not
you're
a
fine.
1.
It's not every time.
Okay,
Anytime
I got you.
Yeah.
It's only when you cast a spell.
I
the
thought
heck?
it was when you roll ones when you cast spells. Never mind. I get it now.
No.
We can make it both.
You roll a
Yeah,
separate d20. But anyways, the rocks start to orbit around you. It's now the guards' turn. They draw their short swords and they're going to attack. Two of the guards miss, and the third guard also misses as their swords just bounce off its thick hide. Back to the top, it's you, Vaughn.
All right. So, feeling an agonizing pain, I proceed to go ahead and slowly put my hand on where the wound is really painful, and I use Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Right. Let's see. 6 plus 7 plus 9. 13 plus 24.
So you heal 24.
No. No, wait, no. 13 plus 9 is, wait.
22.
22, yeah. There we go.
So you you touch your wound and you feel the warmth of your divine power kind of consume you. Your wounds start to close up and you feel a lot better. Not
I
full
I,
health, but
I then proceed to attack with my spiritual weapon.
okay. Make an attack roll.
This is an attack with advantage because they did reckless.
Yep, you have
Pretty sure.
advantage.
What the
Reckless
fuck?
is like
Okay,
the
let's see.
barbarian thing, right?
Certain monsters
Yeah.
have it, and it's mostly a
Yeah.
barbarian thing.
That's what I figured, though. But yeah.
Basically, they get to attack with advantage, but then on your next turn or before your next
Yeah,
turn,
they have
everyone gets it.
disadvantage on attacks against them. Yeah.
No, you get advantage on. If
Well,
if
that's
I
what I mean, it's the same. I mean, yeah. I mean,
if
that's
I
what I
attack
meant,
you with
but-
reckless until my next turn, you get advantage.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just worded it wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so 14.
14 will miss, unfortunately. So your hammer goes to swing, the creature just bats it away. It is now Igneal's turn.
I am going to Sorry, I'm thinking.
You're good.
I guess I'm just gonna cast Chaos Bolt. It's really not that good for single target, but it's fine. It's not a bad spell. So I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at level 2.
Okay. Do I have to make a save or is it an attack to hit?
I gotta look it up and see because I don't remember.
Which book is it in?
It's in I think Xanathar's, but I'm gonna look
Xanathar's?
it up on the Googles. It's quicker than me trying to find that in the book. So yeah, I think I make a range attacks. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 plus 1d6. Okay. Let me cast the hit first.
You have advantage.
Oh, I do. Thank you for telling me that.
He's
Okay,
he's
'cause I
he
just rolled a
reckless.
3, so that is a lot better at 19 plus.
That'll hit.
Okay. That's why I like leading with the dice. Okay. Also, I need a roll for casting a spell.
Yep. So roll a d20.
Okay, we're safe there. Then I need d8s and a d6. Come on, baby, give me some good. So 15 damage, and it is going to be what type of damage do I want? 4 or 8? I'll make it force damage. 'Cause
Okay.
I think that'll be safe.
You outstretch your hand and a bolt of clear blue energy kind of stretches out, slamming in. What the hell? I'm gonna mute my phone real quick.
Yeah.
Slamming into the creature, it kind of looks a little stunned and then shakes its head. That's the end of your turn. Ran, you're
Oh
up.
wait, bonus action.
Oh, bonus
Sorry.
action. Okay.
I'm gonna use one of my or I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 of my Melf meteors.
Okay.
And I have them both land on the creature. Is there anything in a what's the radius? I think it's a 5-foot radius. Yeah, anything or anything around it, like 5 feet from it.
We'll get hit too.
Yeah, like it's a 5-foot point. The 5 feet radius on the monster.
Okay. That'll hit Vaughn and the guards.
Oh, sorry guys, incoming. And I
Wait.
sent 2 of them.
Okay.
Do I get?
2d6.
Do I do a DC or what?
It's a DC.
All right.
I might end up
Uh,
killing these guards, but we have a medic here, so they might be all right.
What kind of DC save?
Oh, sorry. Dexterity.
Right.
Ow.
They might be. All right. I didn't roll too high.
The creature fails it, and I have to make
Okay,
a roll
so
for the
it's,
guards.
13 damage, by the way.
What's the DC they have to beat?
18.
They
18 I
have to
got.
be 15.
15.
I'm
They
safe.
all the guards fail, so they take full damage.
I'm safe.
It's 16 damage. Or no, wait, not 16. It's 13 damage. Yeah, 13. Math's hard.
Okay.
So, do I take 6 or 7, Logan?
You take the higher number 7.
Okay.
So how much damage again, Mighty? 16?
No, it's 13. Sorry.
15.
And
Okay.
that'll be the end of my turn, by the way.
The guards go flying off the platform from the explosion and hit the ground, and they don't move.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, I just totally cringed. Like, oh.
At this point, the crowd has dispersed and is fleeing for their lives.
I look over to
How
my
many
right.
guards was it, by the way?
It
that I
was
just killed?
3.
Kind of killed? Maybe killed? Okay.
D-
Can you heal?
wait.
Can you bring back 3 people from dead, Manny?
I look at him. Go ahead and think to
Vaughn,
myself,
I mean.
what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? And I make a Logan, Mulaney, make an intelligence roll to see how likely I'm able to revive 3 freaking people at level 5.
Well, that's a 5, so.
From what you think, I can.
Alright. Well, we got this. They're fine.
Okay.
They'll walk it off.
Varan, you're up.
Wait, Van,
All right.
Vaughn.
No, it's
Ran,
It's
sorry.
Ran with me.
Ran.
Oh,
You're good.
oh.
So first things first. Does it look like the guards are dead?
Yes, they are dead.
Okay, they are definitely dead. I can't help you out. We're fine. All right. So the creature's still there by.
Those are
Vaughn.
some weak ass guards, just saying.
Can't believe they have only 13 health.
They have 11.
Is the creature still there by Vaughn?
The creature is still up there. It's still standing.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move. That'll be 5, 10, 15, 20 spaces. I'll move right next to my accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's him, so he's not in the way of my attack. I'm gonna go ahead and use Witch Bolt on the creature. I should be
Okay.
just at 30 feet of the creature.
Okay, go ahead. What is it, an attack roll or is it a save?
It is an attack.
Okay. You still have advantage because the creature hasn't gone.
All right, so attack first, 19. Hell yeah.
That'll hit.
A quick question: do I add my spell attack bonus to the attack or to the actual damage? How's that work?
I think
The
it's
attack bonus is to hit.
yeah, to hit.
The spell attack bonus is to hit. There's some stuff
Okay.
that lets you add it to damage, but it's
Oh,
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
say
very
it,
many
then,
do.
okay, then it'd technically be a 23. Either way, it still hits.
That still hits.
All right, and then since I'm above, I'm gonna use it as a level 2 spell. So I'm gonna roll 2d12. All right, that'll be 22 damage of lightning damage, and I'm gonna keep it running. So every turn after this, I can deal him 2d12 damage as well.
Okay. As the bolt arcs from your hand, it makes contact and just the creature kind of seizes up. It looks like it's going to stand back up on its hands, and then it collapses to the ground and slowly begins to dissolve into the ground.
Wait, it still
All right.
dissolves even if it does. The person didn't have the ring on. Oh, okay.
Oh, good point. The ring is off.
Yeah, he.
You
Oh,
took the.
okay.
That's right. The ring is off. It does not dissolve. It just kind of sits there. It's just a hunk of flesh.
I immediately loot it, by the way.
Make an
Since it
investigation
died,
check.
Since it died, I'm gonna go ahead and take five extra
Okay.
hit points to my
Okay,
my-
wait. So, Logan, is this the end of combat?
This is the end of combat. Yes.
I drag 2 of the guards that I see as close as that are in close vicinity as fast as possible. Ones that at least look like they may be like in higher ranks.
Are they
Okay.
beyond a medicine check? Like, are they beyond even just patching them up, Logan?
You can try.
If they're dead, I use Revivify real quick on both, expelling both of my level 3s.
You should probably save one of those, just saying, for one of us, maybe.
Never mind, I lied. One of my level 3s, because I only have one left.
Manuel, to do
I
this
use
spell,
the.
you need diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, and the spell consumes them.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
See, I did not actually read that. Oh shit.
Yeah, it says you need diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, which the spell consumes.
Let me see.
Let's maybe
Um,
save those for
so
us
you said,
instead of
they're
them.
dead, right?
They're dead.
Can we medicine check them at least?
You can make a medicine check.
Okay,
I
I'll
also
make a medicine check.
I also
There's
made
three of
an
them.
investigation check for 14, Logan, but I'll come back to that. Okay.
Okay.
I want to
So
try
there's
and get
three of
these
them, right,
guys
Logan?
back to life.
All right, so I'm gonna
Alright, so
walk up to
sorry.
the bodies. I'm gonna pour out. I'm gonna pull out 3 little vials of pink liquid out of one of my pouches, and I'm gonna drink them. And I'm gonna go ahead and take some blood from each of the bodies and put them into the vials. So I have 3
20.
vials.
21, Logan.
For a medicine
For,
check,
yeah.
the guards, their armor is shredded and they've got shrapnel embedded in them. 2 of them are dead. There's nothing you can do. The third one looks like he's just barely hanging on.
All right. I use cure wounds on him.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not good. No witnesses.
I immediately say, I did my service for God. I am off. And I immediately walk away, heading towards the Warren. And whoever Javon's character is, because I didn't really take a chance to really eye at him, he sees a dark elf. Dark elf, at least 5 feet tall, slender figure, long dark brown hair, padded armor with a halo imprinted on the chest piece. Skin is a grayish pale, and eyes red as rubies. Walk away over towards over to a shop district area.
Gotcha.
Wait, what's happening? Manny's leaving or something? What?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm walking away. The guy he's been healed in first aid. It's up to you. I freaking salute you. I walk away.
Okay. Miney, on the corpse, you find the tattered remains of a pouch with 15 gold pieces.
Oh, just 15. Okay, 15 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone want any of this or? Gold?
I'm already gone. I'm not even in the
I'll
area.
take-
Okay.
As
Huh?
you're looting the body, Miney, more guards start to flood the city center. There's at least 20 guards, swords drawn. Some of them have crossbows out, and they kind of arrive when they look around, kind of confused.
All right. What kind of are we setting on, like cobblestone ground, dirt? Like what are we?
It's a cobblestone.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Look, I see what you're saying. Look, I didn't actually read that component. Wait, no, that's for the M component, isn't it? Not the VRS.
Hold on, let me look.
Or is that for everything?
That's for everything.
Oh, it is. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, just in case.
Okay. Javon, you turn invisible.
Yep. I tell Miney that we'll meet back up whenever the all this attention dies down, and I turn to my companion and he takes off. I guess.
Okay.
Fast,
You
get out of there.
you push your way through the guards who are more concerned with what's going on in the center. Miney, you're alone on top of the platform with the hulking creature, 2 dead guards, and 1 guard who's just alive, barely. He's unconscious though.
Is he unconscious or is he healed?
Oh, that's right,
because
you
I
healed
used
him.
a cure
He's
wound?
he's getting up. He's getting up and
Oh,
kind of
shit.
dusting himself off.
Oh shit! Forgot to go ahead and roll the heal for him. My bad.
You're fine.
It's 7 plus. 23.
23, good to know. He's back up to full. His wounds have closed, and he's kind of sitting up, kind of looking around, confused. Miney, a guard who looks like he's more in a leadership position, sheathes his sword and approaches you. He kind of takes stock of what's around him, and he looks at you and says, "What the hell happened here?"
Your barkeep that was about to be executed did some sort of ritual or something and turned himself into this grotesque monster you see here on the gallows.
You point to the corpse. He kind of looks at it. No, you don't need to make a check. You're telling the truth. He kind of he
He has a
says
witness.
yes. The other guard kind of gets up and says, "He's telling the truth, sir. The man performed some kind of ritual and transformed into this thing. But I'm not quite sure what happened after that."
I think I should
I was like,
lie.
yeah, I don't know.
I think I, but I'm bad. I think I'm bad. Well, I have proficiency in lying.
Miney.
I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, we were fighting the monster and he just did one fell swoop and just launched the guards.
Make a deception check.
Fuck, I'm scared. There's no good way to say that I killed 2 out of 3 guards, so I have to go with this. Because they probably would have lived if I didn't do that. Hold on.
Oh my
You're
god.
the most terrible person.
And it's funny because you guys both fucking left, and like I was gonna cast invisibility and flee as well, but I'm out of spell slots. So they kind of left me here to be fucked.
Oh yeah. See, at least I legitimately just like
Well, my
straight up,
character
I told you I'm
really
gonna
does
do
not
it.
like getting involved
Manny,
with these guys.
yeah, Manny legitimately just walked up. He brought him back and just
They
walked
wouldn't
off.
really. Do you think they would recognize who I am, Logan? Or no?
No, they are unaffiliated with you.
Deception check.
They're low
minus
level
my
guards.
charisma. Yeah. Plus
Well, we know it,
4.
hold
Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, let me roll real quick. Ooh, okay, that's not good. 9's not bad. So 9 plus 7,
Mhm.
so 16.
The guard kind of scratches his head and says, "Yeah, that seems like what happened." The guard captain, who's already sheathed his sword, kind of shakes his head and says, "We'll bury the dead. But I appreciate your help in this matter."
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't do more to help keep the guard safe. Do I have to roll another deception check?
No, you're fine.
Okay, just making
You're right,
sure.
bro.
Oh man.
Okay. As you descend from the platform, the guards they gather up the dead. One of them starts tending to the other guard, but he's got no wounds now. He was healed beyond full. But what would you like to do, Miney? They're just kind of standing around awkwardly, kind of like surveying the situation. A crowd of people is starting to slowly gather as they return, seeing that the danger is now over. The one guard who survived, though, he kind of says make a perception check, Miney, as he's talking with the guard captain.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You overhear the entire conversation. He basically says, "Sir, there are more cult members in a abandoned mansion outside of town. We gathered that information from interrogating the one who," and he points to the corpse, the one over there. What should we do next? The guard captain kind of looks at all his men and says, gather all that you can. We'll surround the building and make our plans then." So, Miney, what would you like to do?
So you see, gents, I'm a bounty hunter of sorts, and I make a living off killing creatures like this, or said people, depending on the price. Is there any payment coming my way, or no?
The guard captain kind of scratches his chin. Make a persuasion check.
I gotta get gold when I can. Oh, that's gonna fail. I am not proficient in persuasion, I don't think, but I do have charisma. 7.
7. He kind of shakes his head and says, "That's up to the mayor's office. If they decide to enact a bounty or a reward for such deeds, we will contact you. But as for now, there is no such reward."
Alright. Thank you. Is there anything I can do to help you guys?
You seem pretty capable yourself, and whoever your friends were that left, they seem pretty capable themselves. Why don't you rest up and then meet us at the abandoned house, and we'll go from there?
Alright, that sounds very good to me.
Okay.
I shake
And
his hand.
he takes it and shakes it back. The other guard who survived takes your hand and says, "Thank you for helping us. You probably saved my life."
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't help keep your fellow friend guard safe. I apologize for that.
He nods
Swear
and
to God,
he,
buddy.
he turns.
Did they have any families?
uh, only one of them did.
What would be a large sum to like cover someone's death, Logan, by the way?
Well, dealing with the low level people, guards only make copper. They get paid in copper. If you gave them like a couple gold pieces, that'd probably be a lot.
Um, can you give is, does this I can't really tell if this guard's trustworthy, can I?
Make an insight check.
Hmm. And at 10.
10. He seems trustworthy. He seems on the level. He doesn't seem like if you get the feeling that if you gave him money, he'd probably make sure it got to the right place.
I go ahead and give him 10 gold, and I say, can you give 5 gold to each of their families, please?
He nods and takes the gold,
Thank you.
spending it on hookers and booze.
Is he
That's
really?
cute.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna have to keep tabs on this guy. He might have to die later. He does.
Oh,
You mean again?
God.
Yeah, again.
Okay, so Manuel, where were you headed? Or Vaughn,
went
where were you
forward.
headed?
I was heading straight towards the Warren. See my good pal Devin.
Okay.
Oh, I remembered his name this time.
Yes, Devin Atan.
Would you say I could like recall what the monster looks like in the like at a future time?
Yeah,
Just
easily.
if I'm
If you
like if I'm looking through like a monster book.
if you
or something
committed
like
it to memory, you could probably remember. Yeah.
that. So all I found on the monster was gold, right?
15 gold, yes.
Okay.
Rand, what are you doing?
Once the guards leave, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop back up behind Mighty person. You know.
Okay.
You're a dick.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. I've kind of swindled a few of these guys out of some decent money, so I'd rather not show my face.
A question. Like, is there anyone close enough that could hear a
I'll
conversation
say
between me and him?
I'll say you guys are most of the people have gathered around the city square. You guys are pretty alone in a road now.
Question. Have you been chased by the guards since we left our friendly sorcerer, warlock, wizard guy, whatever he is?
Of course, you think they let some of their best experiments just leave like that?
I was just wondering. So you're having the same problem as I am. How have you been, buddy?
It's been better.
Living it up?
Definitely been better. Now they after our escape when I went back to Stein Finn, he didn't make it. So I guess that kind of awoken something in me. Uh, Powers that I'm not entirely proud of, but make use of. Got to go back home. I guess not too long after we were taken, they burned the place down with parents still inside. So we've just been making our way, making money
I've
as,
been
as we can, and slowly but surely, I'm not letting this go.
I've been making my living doing a bunch of bounty hunter work, and I met up with Venom Fang, a gang leader of sorts. She has had work for me, so
Oh, we're here now, so if you need any help, just let us know, and I'll let you know if I find out any more information.
I don't know. I know you
to the
were
cat.
invisible. I don't know if you heard that. You might be working with those guards, clearing out that cultist thing. Were you in?
If there's payment, I'm always in.
And Javon, just as a heads up, you started with 500 gold pieces plus 1d10 times 25 gold pieces.
500 plus 1d10 times 25.
Uh, 500 gold pieces, 1d10 times 25. So roll a d10, multiply it by 25, and plus 500.
Oh, it's also kind of hard to hear you too, Javon. By the way, you're kind of muffled.
Can you hear me now? But no.
Yeah, I can hear you. It just sounds like you're kind of far from your mic.
Shut up.
Hey, fuck you.
Wow.
So,
I can't.
Do I
You know,
see
I'll
Vaughn at all?
No, but you did hear him say he was going back to the Warrens.
Is it up or not?
Where?
The Warrens, where the shopkeeper is, the one you saved.
Devin.
Oh, okay. The Devin guy. I also kind of think we should go by the bar sometime before we head over to the mansion.
I'm fine with that. I haven't used a lot of spells, but I'm definitely down for a rest.
Yeah, I need to rest too. I have like no spells left.
You want to go catch up with your friend, or
Well, I got 3 1 slots, but yeah, we could catch up with him. I also need to do a little shopping too.
let's go? Are there any weapons or magical shops in this town, Logan?
The one guy that the one guy that you weren't there, but you do. Miney tells you, or
Yeah, I've just been there.
Igneal
Yeah, there was
tells
this
you.
really crappy shop we went to that we helped him. We help the guy out? Yeah, we helped the guy out. He never gave it. Oh, he did give us money.
Yes, he gave you
Um,
money.
We helped the guy out, but it doesn't really have a variety of magical.
You get the feeling
weapons.
you get the feeling that in the big cities, that's where you buy magic weapons. But in the small towns like you're in now, it's more of a rarity. And the fact
So
that
we
even
couldn't
one,
find much more else.
the fact that one exists at all is a blessing. So you
Okay.
can't expect it to have much.
Are there any wealthy parts of town around here?
Yes, there is an affluent part of town. It is where the mayor lives and where the guards have their barracks.
Okay. Well, if we ever need to come across a little bit of money, I have my ways. So, if there's not really much worth buying here, then I'll just follow money.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I want to start heading to that shop, but if I see along the way, if I see like some sort of like bookstore or alchemy shop, I'd like to stop by both of those.
Okay.
real quick.
Make an investigation check as you are walking your way there.
Natural one.
Natural one. You're too distracted with the guilt of what you did earlier.
I'm not too.
You're not too
I'm
guilty.
not
I'm messing
too,
with you.
Yeah, my character doesn't
I'm
care
gonna-
too much. I mean, he has some sort of humanity, but not much.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask.
He did straight outright
you
murder
kill
2
those guys?
guards that probably would have lived though, so that's why he
Hey,
kind of did what he did.
I can notice. I don't think I fully noticed what we were fighting. But did you murder those guys?
What? Would you ask?
I did. Those guards that they're fighting, I couldn't tell if they died because of you or because of the monster. It's kind of far
Well, they
back.
died because of me, but that was a total accident. I said incoming before I cast the spell. I mean, incoming means move out of the way. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Just so dick move, huh?
Yeah.
Hands over to me, walking still casually over to Warren. And-
Acceptable casualties.
I think to myself, man, I can't believe he just did that. Still walking far
Okay.
away.
I mean,
Vaughn.
I don't necessarily love the guards. So,
Yes.
I mean,
Igneal, as you're looking, you're keeping your eyes open for a bookstore. You don't see one along the route to Devon's shop. You don't see one on your way to the Warren, which is what the name of the shop is.
Ooh.
But you eventually arrive. Vaughn, you've been there for quite some time. The shop is open. It's getting late in the day. It's about maybe 5 o'clock. So as you enter, he's just closing up, but he sees you and kind of raises his hand and says, "Ah, welcome, my good friend. How can I help you?"
I'm kind of wounded a little bit, but I'm still okay. I wanted to quickly see if you had a shield that can probably be a little bit more protective for me.
A +1 shield or a regular shield?
A +1. I have this regular shield I got from the Lord himself, herself. So, if I can get a shield that gives me a little bit more, I would be happy.
Okay.
Yep. You have one by chance?
He does have one, but it's costs 138 gold pieces.
I can easily do that.
Because that's how much mine's cost.
I said,
And
I can easily do that.
he's giving you a really big discount for saving him. They typically run, you would know they typically run like 838 gold pieces.
I thank him very
Really?
much.
Damn.
I shake his hand.
You get the feeling this is a
Um,
one-time thing though. Like
I
if you
understand fully
came
well.
back, he wouldn't offer that same price.
I understand fully well.
Okay. As you're purchasing the shield, the door opens and walks in Igneal and his compatriot, who you saw fighting in the battle, but you don't recognize.
He doesn't recognize me technically either.
No, you're just a drow to him.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is
Hey,
this is
glad I
my
could save
friend
your life.
Ran. We grew up together. So
Nice to meet you. I shake his hand. I shake his hand, and as I'm shaking his hand, and I go ahead and say, "I'm Dr. Von Murdoch." And immediately as I say that, I drop my disguise.
Okay. You can describe what you look like if you'd like.
8 feet tall, 250 pounds, medium size, reddish gray skin, dark brown hair, eyes are pale blue, robes with a white robe with golden trim, held with a belt that has the halo as a symbol for the buckle. This man is old, and he's untold. He's
Okay.
the Furbolg. He's the Furbolg.
I shake his hand and I say, glad I could save your life up there. Okay, but this is my brother Finn. He doesn't talk much.
I'd like to make an insight
Brother
check on
what?
that one.
My brother Finn. He doesn't talk much.
I'd like to make an
is he
insight check
undead
on
or
that.
something?
You say what?
Yeah, make an insight check on that.
Make an insight check.
On what I'm saying or on my brother?
What are you doing the insight for, Manuel?
Justifying what he said.
Okay.
That's
I
all
mean,
I'm
I'm
doing.
telling you the truth.
Yeah, he's telling you don't need to roll an insight, but he is telling you the truth. This is his brother.
He does not talk.
He does not talk. Maybe I can talk to him. No, I can't. I could destroy him, but I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry. Actually, wait. No, I can actually talk to him. Wait, I think I should be able to. Give me a sec.
Okay. While Manuel looks that up, what would you guys like to do? You're in the shop. He's just closing. He kind of is sitting there. He looks at you a little impatient, like he wants to get out of there, and you're the last customers in the store.
As a added thing for him actually being a nice guy, I bless him.
Okay.
The shopkeeper is now blessed.
Okay. He kind of he gives off a faint little glow, and he kind of looks at you curiously and nods his head and thanks you.
Before you close shop, do you sell any sort of like maybe monster manual, something that kind of has like a log of like, or not log, but like has lists of monsters that you could
Oh,
reference to see maybe what you're fighting or killing? What are you fucking laughing about, bitch?
He rolled a nat 1 on his intelligence check.
Fuck.
Wait, Logan, I blessed him.
Oh, but so he gets plus what?
I think it's +4. Let me look at it again. Sorry. Okay, yeah, the target can roll a d4.
A D4. Let me get my
Yeah.
D4s out. Two. With a total of 3. He kind of shakes his head and says, "We don't carry anything like that. That'd be something more in the library or
Alright.
a bookstore. Maybe."
Thank you. Well, we'll go ahead and leave so you can close up shop. Thank you for your time.
He nods.
Before we leave,
Uh,
I want to go ahead and pull out like 2 of these red vials that I have out of my pocket.
Hmm.
So I'm talking to him and say, hey, I've actually traveled from all over the country, state, land, and I've actually come across these valuable health potions from the seas of Ishtak. How would you like to purchase a few of them off me?
Make a deception check.
I can do that.
oh my god.
I got a 22.
22?
Alright.
He kind of scratches his chin and says, "I'll give you 50 gold apiece for him."
Well, while this is going on, I burn an incense and start waving it around as I go ahead and start to cast Speak with Dead.
I'll go ahead and give him it's a deal. I'll
So-
hand him 2 of my well actually I'll ask him how many he wants.
He'll buy 2.
All right, that works. I'll hand him 2 of my vials of this beautiful red liquid.
He hands you 100 gold.
I shake his hand and I
Oh
walk
wait,
out
no,
the door.
never mind. Never mind. He's undead. Your brother's undead, isn't he?
Are you asking me, or are you asking me, or is your character asking?
I'm asking like as in generally. Your brother is he's undead, not die. I'm not dead. Like
He's
on-
asking if your character's asking Manny or you.
But yeah.
personally.
Are you asking me, or is your
Is
character asking?
is Vaughn asking or is Manny asking?
I'm asking as Manny.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, then never mind. I can't
So you're gonna
cast.
get probably 2
that.
different answers.
Oh yeah.
Depending.
I'm sorry.
What? You're good. You are good.
Okay.
Let me remove 2 of these liquid senses. All right.
Where would you guys like to go
Um,
next?
I walk right out.
Logan, what time did the guards say we had to meet them? or
They
whatever?
just said meet them at any time.
Okay, so I informed Manny about the guards' proposal for us to work with them for clearing out that cultist. Like I let him know about the cultist.
All right.
As we're walking,
So-
I'm gonna tell Miney like this place is a landmine of just money. Everybody here's just stupid.
Wait, what?
You said this outside, right?
Yeah, I walk right out. I walk right out. This place is a gold
I didn't hear
mine.
what you said, Javon.
This place is a gold mine. The people here are just so gullible.
Oh
and
yeah,
I
for sure.
toss and I jingle my pouch of gold, and I hand it to Finn.
He takes it.
So do we want to find a place to sleep tonight, guys, and then maybe in the morning before we go meet with the guards, check out the bar?
I have a place you guys can go.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not going to your church.
Yes, you are.
I'm also
Yes,
not going to
you-
church.
It's free.
I don't. I'd rather pay for something a lot nicer.
You can.
Can I do an investigation check on if there's
My
a
character
hotel
comes from
or a
Rags,
motel?
man. He enjoys the niceties the world has
It is
has
a
to
nice.
offer.
It's a
No,
nice place.
It's a dump.
What do you know about a dump?
Has
Can I do an investigation
people who are
check
trying to
see
bring
if
you
there's
into
any
their cult,
hotels or,
like you.
so we can get to the area?
I swear, oh my goddess, I will not try to convert you. That's your choice.
Okay. You guys, easily enough, you found the Happy Harpy Inn. As you enter, it's kind of bustling. There's people celebrating. It's the end of the workday. They're happy. They're drinking and having merriment. Behind the counter is an older woman. Her hair is tied up in a ponytail. She has light green eyes, and her skin is kind of tan from the desert sun. She sees you walk in. She stops cleaning the mug she's cleaning, and ushers you over.
I'd like a room for the night. I don't know about these gents, but
How many rooms? She kind of looks at you and like leans in.
Same. I'll take a room as well.
Fine. I have one.
we need
Because these-
3.
3
These people are
rooms.
sourpusses.
She kind of like does the math in her head. That'll cost you 6 silver.
Oh, I'll
I
cover it
drop-
for everyone then.
I drop 1 gold on the table automatically.
Okay, that works, I guess.
She says, "Would you like change, or is this just a nice little tip?"
That's for you. God be with you.
She nods, and she hands you 3 keys, and says, "The rooms are up to the top." And that's
I
where we'll
take all 3 keys and walk up the staircase.
okay. That's where we'll take a break, so I can get a drink. So I'll be right
I
back.
gotta take a piss.
So just take a break.
Be right back.
Fat boy. Fat boy. How's it coming? Look.
Having trouble sleeping. Me too. Oh, shit.
I'm back.
Logan's still away at the moment. Let's
It's
see.
fine.
Oh, fuck. This is actually neat.
Hey, Javon, are you there?
5.
I am.
Where's my phone? I'm gonna text you what my sorcerer shit is. You should read it, because it's pretty fucking cool.
Alright.
For
Hey.
like, the stone sorcerer stuff. So, the necromancer, is it a homebrew thing, Javon?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Is it wait, so is it the necromancer or is it the necromancer that is from the
Is it the one I played or was playing, or?
the
I
DM's
don't know.
guide?
I got. No, I'm not using the one from the guide. I'm using the one from the
D&D wiki.
homebrew website. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the one I was using, probably.
I'm playing as an Undertaker variant. Leave it alone. Thank you.
It might be different than yours, Miney.
Um,
The
I'll have
one,
to look at it. You should
yeah.
send me the link of which one you're playing, Javon, just so I can see.
Gotcha. Don't do it. Thank you.
Do you have your headset on all the way? Yeah.
You said what?
Do you have your headset on all the way?
I'm not playing on my headset.
Are you using your phone and speaker or something?
I'm using my phone. I have a little Bluetooth earbud in. Is that
Gotcha.
okay with you, Miney?
No, the quality's ass.
Your
I barely
mom's
hear you.
ass. That'll mean that your mom's very nice.
I have at least a good chance of hearing you at the very least. Huh. This is what I get for not properly reading the fact that I have this other skill that allows me to heal people. That's some real shit.
Okay. So you guys settle in for the night.
Were there people downstairs?
There's tons of people. They're celebrating. It's the end of the day.
All right, you guys go ahead and head to bed. I'm gonna go downstairs and see if I can make a little bit of money.
I throw the key at him.
I catch
Like as
it. I hand it to Finn. and I'm gonna go downstairs and play a little cards.
Okay. As you're kind of moving your way through the crowd, you do find a table of people playing a card game. There's a little bit of coin, mostly copper, a few silver, but it doesn't look like they're wagering large sums of money.
Now the people here are they generally is this a poor district or is this a middle
Um,
class? Or,
it's about middle class, but they're not. You get the feeling that they're not betting as much money as it's for fun. It's not about the money.
gotcha. Okay, I'll go ahead and say, you guys have room for another?
And they kind of look you up and down. They're a little suspicious of you, but they push out a chair and welcome you to join.
Thank you. What we playing here, guys?
We're playing Hangman's Gambit.
Oh, okay. What's the bid in here?
2 copper for entry.
Copper. That's pretty low. Only raise the stakes a little bit.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. All right.
Oh god.
I got a 17.
They go, what do you want to raise it to?
I don't know. What's a little bit of fun for a little bit of gold.
They kind of look you over. How about 5 gold?
5 gold. That's still kind of low on my budget. What about 10?
Make another persuasion check.
Oh my god.
He's gonna cream these guys.
23.
23? They kind of like
By the way, out of character, I'm a complete con man. Like, so this is what I. All right.
they kind of look a little
I
antsy
figured.
and say, fine, 10 gold, but that's as far as we'll go. And they pull out their coin purses. There's 5 guys total. Two of them get up from the table and leave because they simply don't have the money. The other 3 pony up 10 gold each. So the pot is up to 40 gold plus yours.
All right. So and they already have a deck of cards.
Yes, they have cards. They start to shuffle it and they pass it out. I need you to roll a d10 for me.
D10.
Yes.
I got a 8.
Okay. As you sorry, the hand is dealt to you.
Yep.
You have 2 aces and a king, which is pretty good. Do you want them to explain the rules to you?
Yeah. My character, I'm gonna assume knows how to play, but I want them to think that I know how to play, which is my way of saying I
Okay.
know how to play.
The rules are each person gets 3 cards. Whoever has the highest cards wins. It's totally random.
Okay.
So right now you have 2 aces, which is the highest you can go, and a king, which is the second highest. So you have a pretty good hand right now.
Yeah.
Now, you can either choose to raise, which would add another 5 gold to the pot. You can stand, or you can fold. So what would you like to do?
Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and raise.
Okay, so you raise 5. 2 of the guys bow out, and the third guy kind of looks you over and then matches your raise. The dealer then gives you each 1 more card. I need you to roll another d10 for me.
I got a 5.
A 5? So you flip the card over, and it's a 7.
Okay. I want to go ahead and roll for sleight of hand.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead. I have many different card decks. in my person.
Okay.
So I want to go ahead and try to slide out a card, another king. I
Okay.
won't be too greedy. I'll go for a king.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
And got 23.
23?
Mm-hmm.
No one seems to notice as you switch the cards out.
And all right, awesome. Good.
Okay, so after that, he places his cards on the table. He has a king, a queen, and an 8, and then a 7. And he kind of looks and says, "What do you got?"
Put my cards down. 2 aces, 2 kings.
He kind of looks disgruntled, and then he kind of leans back in his chair and kind of laughs to himself. As the pot is pushed to you, you make. It was. I believe I said it was 50
40
gold,
gold.
40 gold. Thank you. So it's 50 total because you both added 5 and 5. So you make 50 gold.
Hells yeah.
But you do see
Come on, friend. Huh?
the people are starting to get up. It looks like they no longer want to play.
Oh, come on, friend.
And
Let's a little bit of gold to a night of fun. It's been a long work day. How about this? You continue playing. I'll buy drinks for everybody.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 18.
18?
Mhm.
Most of them, you've kind of already cleaned them out. They're out of money.
Mhm.
One guy stays, but he doesn't have that much money left. You can see that he's interested in the drink, but he probably wouldn't be able to match what you want to put in.
Money isn't everything, guys. Anything that you feel of value is welcome here. This is a game of friends. And I lean back and I yell to the bartender, "Drinks for everybody." And I toss her 10 gold.
10 gold. Is this to the whole room or just to the table?
Yeah, this is the whole room.
Okay. You
I get
hear
everybody drunk. I'm about to clean this bitch out.
they give you a mighty hurrah, and she starts passing out drinks.
All right.
Now, just for the sake of keeping things moving along, go ahead
Sure,
and
sure.
roll a d20 for me, and we'll see how much money you make.
Sounds good. I got a 14.
14. You make about 20 silver and 10 gold from the remaining patrons.
All right. Do I win anything that might be worth selling? People who couldn't afford money.
Some people bet rings. They're cheap rings. They're worth maybe 10 copper. But you do get a nice fancy pocket watch that would probably be worth at least maybe 5 gold.
Pocket watch and how many rings?
2 rings, each one worth 10 copper.
Works for me. All right. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna assume that by the time the night's starting to get later, everybody's nice
It's
and
about
buzzed up.
it's about 10 o'clock now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say my adieu to everybody. Thanks for the fun time. I toss my pocket watch up in the air and I head to my room.
Okay.
Motherfucker. You're such a fucker, I swear to
I'm charming, dude. I gotta do what I gotta do.
God.
Okay. You make your way to the room. The rest of you have already been sleeping for some time now. So, for the sake of brevity, you guys get a long rest. The morning comes. The sun shines in through the windows, illuminating your rooms. You guys are up. What would you like to do now?
Me, I am right now taking my time to rest. I don't know if this is we're doing a long rest or it's gonna be a
You already did a long
rest.
rest. You slept through
Oh.
the night.
Oh shit. Well, as of such, I use disguise self again to turn back into my dark elf looking form,
Okay.
and I'll just walk outside the door. Well, yeah, outside my room door, and go downstairs and wait for everybody.
Okay. Breakfast is being served. It's a hearty breakfast: sausage, egg, toast. You guys, are. Who else is going downstairs for breakfast?
Me. My character just
I'll
eats
go
as much
ahead.
of the sausage as he can.
Okay. You guys all descend for breakfast. It's good. It's not the best, but for this town and the amount of money they bring in, it's a hearty breakfast.
Manny, and Igneo and
Vaughn.
Vaughn both see me pull out from those same little red vials that I traded to the guy yesterday. I poured over my breakfast and continue eating.
Okay.
What do those vials do for you?
Nothing much, man. They're just some honey, rose petals, and some silver dust. Tastes great
I
on the
just
food though.
I just take it as an acknowledgement that he's trying to be healthy. Unless I really want to insight him, check him,
Tastes
but I
great on
don't
the
want to.
breakfast.
I don't want to insight check him right now. There's no point.
Okay. You guys have eaten your breakfast. The room is there's other patrons who are staying the night as well. Some of them seem a little despondent, probably because they got cleaned out of their money, their earnings. Uh, but no one looks angry.
I don't know what's going on.
I look to the bartender and I'll throw her 5 more gold and say breakfast is on me. That way, it's nice, even. Nobody has any. Like you said, there's already no hard feelings. But I want to make sure it stays that way. I'll buy everybody's breakfast.
The people who are there raise their flagons up and give you a hurrah. Okay, so you guys, what would you like to do? You've eaten breakfast.
All right. So, what time
Um,
were we with the guards?
I'm
I
gonna
think
just.
anytime, but before we go there, I wanted to hit the bar. Is there anything else you got? That the old bar that barkeep was at. Did you guys want to do anything else besides that?
I was just planning on heading out, and I was gonna head over to the mansion. I was gonna wait for y'all. While you guys do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so I definitely know Manny better than I know Manny's character, so I'll stick with Manny.
All right.
Okay. Igneal and Ran, you guys make your way through the town back to the tavern. It is still closed. As you are you trying to like look for a way in, or are you just
Yeah.
surveying it? Okay. Make an investigation check.
Both of us are just in.
Huh?
I said both of us are just in.
Both of
Hey,
you, if you'd
Logan.
like. Yes.
13.
Logan, these creatures that we've been fighting, these meat husk things, they're undead, right? I'm
Um,
gonna assume generally, since we've fought like at least 3 of them, me and Miney at the very least.
make an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm just
I
like
got an 11 for
I'm making like a general
investigation.
assumption because I think I've hit them with radiant damage before. But got it. Give me a sec. 18.
18. You get the idea that they're not undead; they're more fiendish. And
Fiends? Okay.
and you rolled high enough, you can determine they're not devils; they're demons.
Okay.
Okay, so Igneal and Rand, what were your investigation checks?
13.
Okay,
An 11.
11. It's not that difficult to notice. The door is locked. The notice is still hammered into the front. But as you coast around one of the alleys, you can see a second floor window is open. But it's maybe 10 to 12 feet up in the air.
Hmm. Let me Can you do with prestidigitation? I don't think I can do anything with it to help.
Prestidigitation can you can clean yourself up. You can smell different.
Alright, so it's not really useful right now. I have an idea.
I honestly didn't
Shoot.
have my headphone in for a second. What all did you say, Logan?
I said there's a window on the second floor that is open.
Okay. How high is the floor?
How high is it? It's about 10 to 12 feet in the air.
Could I go ahead and have Finn give me a lift?
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check with Finn.
Okay. All right. 17.
17. He hoists you up and lifts you up. You can grab onto the window and pull yourself in.
All right. and I'll just go downstairs and open the door, like open the back door or something like that.
There's no back door. There's a front door though. But you easily enough, you go down, you unlatch it and open it, and Igneal is standing there waiting.
Gotcha.
Alright, I come inside, and I just wanted to look around, see if there's maybe some false walls, or like
Make-
just any, like maybe check the back room, see if there's
Make an
anything I can
investigation
find.
check.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and look for stuff worth taking. Anything valuable?
Make an investigation check.
I got a 12.
Okay. You check the back room. It's just full of storage. The basement is locked. The upper bedrooms are also locked, but obviously you can get the keys from downstairs. But the basement is locked.
I grab the keys and see if the keys open the basement.
You try every key. One finally slides in and clicks, and the door opens.
I'm gonna go in and look around. Do I need to do another investigation?
It's. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's dark, but you can see you see in black and white. The room is full of barrels, probably alcohol. And in the back is a little altar with some candles that are unlit.
Hold on.
And then Javon, what did you roll for your investigation to see if there's anything good to steal?
16.
16. You check behind the counter where they keep the money, and you do find a small pouch of about 20 silver.
That's like a 90. So I'm going to pocket that. I'll follow it to where money was, and I'll toss him 10 of the silver, and then I'll help him look for it.
I used prestidigitation to light the candles.
Okay, the candles whoosh, they light and they illuminate the room. Not heavily, but it illuminates the altar pretty well.
Here's his share, and I asked him what he was looking for.
I'm just looking for anything that might have to do with the cult or anything like that.
The altar itself, make a religion check.
Alright. I'll see if there's any magic items or anything around I can see if I can find. I don't think there are any, but 7.
7. You don't recognize the god that's being worshipped here. The altar itself is made of looks like animal bones and a rib cage from an animal. The candles, there's 2 candles. They're pretty melted. Looks like they are used quite often. In the center is the head of a cow, fresh head. Flies are starting to buzz around it. And there's a little symbol that you don't recognize in the center of the altar on a stone tablet. You gather, though, that you've heard the other cult members talk about the leech. You gather and you can deduce that this is probably an altar to the leech.
Okay. Are there anything else besides flies and shit on the head, or is that it?
It's just a
Can I-
decaying head.
Okay.
Do we know what language the tablet's written in?
It's not a language. It's just a symbol.
Or it's just a symbol? Okay.
I look around and see if there's anything else, and then I
Make
guess
an
I'm
now
done.
make an investigation check.
Yeah, sure.
17.
17.
Yeah, I got it too.
There's no secret doors. It looks like it's just a basement. You find some food stores. They're kind of maggoty. You probably wouldn't want to eat them. It looks like maybe the owner of the bar, the one that you fought in the town square, wasn't really interested in keeping bar. It was more of a cover.
Yeah.
So the business, like when you first came here, now you understand why it wasn't too packed, like the other bar you went to.
Yeah.
But you do find with the 17, you do kind of push one of the barrels out of the way, revealing a small crawl space. And looking in with your dark vision, you see at least 3 skulls and just a plethora of bleach white bones.
So he looks like he was sacrificing people here. Is there? That's all I find.
Yes. It looks like the bodies
Yeah.
were picked cleaned by something, and they're just bones now.
But it's just a small little cubby. There's nothing.
Yeah,
not
it's
like
the crawl
big
space
hole.
under the
Okay.
tavern.
All right. I go ahead and I want to spend like maybe 30 minutes to an hour just combing through the upstairs rooms and seeing if I can find any leftover items, maybe, or
Okay.
something of value, preferably used for, like maybe magic items. But I'm sure people probably wouldn't forget that stuff. But just
Yeah.
to once over comb over, and then I'll move on.
You do a thorough comb over. It takes you about an hour. Actually, it takes about 30 minutes. There's only 4 rooms, and they're not too big to like toss. You find maybe 15 copper, just like under beds, under nightstands. Are you trashing the place, or are you meticulously lifting things and putting them back where they belong?
No, I'm not trying to make it a wreck, but I'm kind of just not really caring about the
Okay, so
appearance of the place.
you move stuff around. You don't put it back. It only takes you about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
15 copper, and a under one of the mattresses you find a dagger.
Is it a?
Kinda.
Does it feel magic-y, or is it just a normal dagger?
It's just a normal dagger.
All right, I take the dagger.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. I guess we'll go to the mansion if Javon's done.
Hey, man, I've already
It's a
found what I
big waste of time.
Is there any okay? Was there any like documentation or anything in there about the cult or anything from that guy?
It doesn't look
Maybe
like there
like
was any. There's no journals. There's no papers. It looks like he was probably a little paranoid and didn't keep anything written down.
Okay, all right, no problem. Then we'll need to go.
Okay. You guys exit the tavern. There's no one really in the streets. It's pretty early, and this part of town doesn't get that much foot traffic. You guys make your way outside of town to maybe a 5-minute walk. You eventually see off in the distance a large mansion, 2 stories. It looks dilapidated, and as you approach, you crest over a hill, and you see out front at least 30 guards with crossbow bolts all aimed at the building.
I'm already standing right next to them,
Yes,
saying hello.
there are makeshift barricades, and Vaughn is standing there. Just kind of waiting.
Sorry we took so long. We're here now, though.
I'll just assume
Why
you
did you
guys
do
were
it?
doing what you would do good best at, and just leave it at that.
Okay. One of the guard captains approaches the 3 of you and says, "I'm glad you're here. We've sent in 2 teams of guards so far, and no one's come back. I'm hesitant to send any more of my men in. They're not really equipped to deal with whatever's in there. So I'd ask that with payment, if you 3 would go in there, and
4, but I mean he can be a big guy.
4 of us. The 4 of
Well,
you. He apologizes for ignoring your brother.
Does his brother appear undead, or is he?
He's
just
all
normal?
he's all covered in dark robes. You can't see face or anything.
Okay.
Dark robe and a skull mask.
Is he normal height?
Yeah, he's normal.
Same as me. We're
Okay.
twins.
yes, like you said, but I'd like to ask: is it possible for you to, give us 1 or 2 of your guards to give us assistance just in case?
He nods and he says, "I can give you 2 guards."
Most appreciated.
How much are we talking for payment?
If you complete this task, It's up to the mayor's office for the entire reward, but I can promise you a hefty sum of money, and you can keep whatever you find inside.
As he says that, see my eyes that are a nice brown color seem to sparkle, and I cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And Unseen Servant, an invisible force appears and follows your command and performs mundane tasks for you for the duration, up to an hour. The force cannot attack, has 1 hit point. It disappears if it is more than 60 feet away from you at any point in the duration. So, pretty much, I'm going to go ahead and cast Unseen Servant. Of course, to anybody else, I'm probably like I'm just talking to myself. I'm going to tell it to stay 50 feet ahead of us and be on the lookout for anything that looks unnatural. Anything
Okay.
that kind of be like our eyes ahead of us.
Okay. So as you guys approach the door, 2 guards with spears are flanking you, ready to go in with you. Just 2. They are wearing a chain shirt, a shield in one hand, and a spear in the other, and they're just kind of prepared, and they're walking with you. As you open the door, it's pitch black. So those of you without dark vision, the sunlight illuminates a little bit into the foyer, and then it's darkened.
I use my cantrip light.
Okay. Suddenly the room is exploded. It explodes with light. All around you can see. As you push your way in, the door stays open behind you. And you see at the staircase, you see 2 cultists and one of those creatures you fought earlier, the hound-like creature with the 6 legs.
I like to use Sacred Fire immediately on the monster.
Okay, everybody roll initiative. Go ahead and roll Sacred Flame.
Wait, we already found a monster?
Yep.
I'm going to assume
He has to make a dex save, remember?
let us know beforehand, so we get the advantage of seeing it before it definitely sees us.
Well, you guys walked in and manual cast light, so it immediately illuminated it.
He has to make a dex save.
And it makes a dex save?
Yeah. Sacred Flame.
That is a total of 8.
Nope.
So it fails.
All right. See, Sacred Flame, I think it was a D8. Well, quickly look at it. Well, everybody can roll initiative, I guess.
Yes, I need your initiatives, all of you.
I rolled a 5, and my brother rolled a 13.
A what?
13.
13, okay.
I rolled
And then, Miney, what'd you roll, an 8?
8.
Okay.
Okay, 2 D8s. Yeah, 2 D8s. Wait, shit. 13 damage
13.
with radiant damage.
Okay, good to know. You cast Sacred Flame, it explodes in this blue fire around the creature, which momentarily is inflamed and it kind of thrashes around. But then the fire dims out, kind of hunkers down on its 6 legs, and just stares you without eyes. It stares you down, and its toothy maw opens, and it's gonna make it goes first.
I didn't get a chance to roll my initiative.
Oh, roll your initiative.
Is it the same creature we've been fighting, or?
Yes.
14.
You don't a 14.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know what it's called, but it is the same creature you've been fighting. It looks like a 6-legged dog.
Okay.
It makes 2 attacks against you, Manny, as it rushes you. 1 bite and 1 tail.
Okay, wait. It's coming from the top of the staircase and it's jumping down, right?
No, it's at the bottom of the staircase.
Oh, I thought it was at the top. All right.
The first one is natural 20 plus 5, so 25. And the second one is a 19.
Okay. I'm going to die, probably.
So, from the tail, you take 15 points of damage, and from the bite, you take 8 points of damage.
15 plus 8, 23. Got it.
Okay, that's its turn. Vaughn, you're up.
Wow, that was very painful. All right. So for one thing, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sacred Weapon
Okay.
or Spiritual Weapon. I mean, why do I keep on saying that? And all of a sudden, as if it was just falling from the sky, here comes the hammer. And with the hammer, I make an attack
Okay.
with advantage because you said reckless, right?
No, it did not reckless.
It didn't do reckless. I thought
No.
it did reckless.
No.
All right, then never mind. 18 still.
18 still hits.
That was a D8. 14
14.
of force damage.
Okay. So the hammer smashes into the creature. One of its legs kind of buckles and snaps, but it kind of rights itself on its other 5. That's the end of your turn, unless you'd like to move.
I wouldn't. It's not a good idea for me to make move in anyways in the first place.
Okay, I'm just asking. Up next is Finn, your brother, Jabon.
How close are we to the creature?
It's right in front of you. It ran. It just made a beeline from the bottom of the staircase right to Vaughn.
All right. I will go ahead and use slam. Slam, bam, yes, man.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That's 13.
13 just misses.
You bitch.
So your brother goes to slam into it. The creature kind of just sidesteps out of the way.
Okay.
It is now the cultist turn. They're going to advance. One of them's going to attack your brother. The other one's going to attack you, Miney. That's a natural 2 plus 3, so 5 and a 5 and a 9. So they both miss. They pull out their scimitars and kind of slash at you wildly. You move out of the way. Ran, your brother, just kind of like deflects one of the scimitars away. That's the end of their
Okay.
turn. Igneal, you're up.
So is there more than one monster now?
There's 1 hound and 2 cultists.
Oh. Are they all kind of grouped up or no?
They're all right in front of you.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah, You know
no!
what's happening, Manny.
No!
No, why?
Fine.
What's wrong, Manny?
Fine. If I die, I die. Go for it.
What are you, low health or something?
Yes.
God damn it.
Go for it. I don't care. I'll just dex save you.
Well, I'm thinking, sorry, because Manny's fucking all
No,
low
no.
health and shit, so.
No, go for it.
I could just cast Fireball and wipe out everything, Manny.
Go for it. I can just dex save it. Like I said.
Is there a way I could position Fireball to hit just the cultist and the
If you put
Uh,
it behind them,
creature.
they would get hit by the edge.
Alright, so it wouldn't hit Manny?
It would not hit Manny. No, they're like lined up it's like a phalanx. You guys are lined up one way, they're lined up another way. So if you cast the fireball behind them, it would hit them and not you.
Okay, let me yeah. I'm gonna cast Fireball and then I'm gonna use Quicken spell. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna use 2 sorcery points to after I cast Fireball, but I'm gonna use 2 sorcery points to cast Quicken spell,
Mm-hmm.
which lets me cast a spell as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Fireball first.
So they need to make a dex save. So the hound goes first.
8d6.
What do they have to beat?
15.
15. So the hound fails. That's a natural 1, so one of the cultists fails. And that's a natural 4, so they all fail. Oh, my ear.
Or what'd you say? Sorry.
I said they all fail.
Okay. Dude, 8d6, bro? Fuck. Hold on. I'll do this twice, so... instead of looking for 8 dice... 4, 2, 6. That was a shit first roll. Alright, it's a lot better. Hold on, I'm doing maths. So 24 damage.
24 damage total.
Yeah, total.
The hound is incinerated and it's on fire. It kind of lies down for a minute and then slowly raises itself up, barely standing on 2 legs. The cultists are annihilated. They're tossed past you, over your heads, outside into the open air. They hit the ground and then they just start to dissolve.
Do we hear anything outside from the guards outside?
You hear cheering.
Oh my
Alright,
god.
and as my with my quicken spell, I cast Melf's minute meteors.
Okay, so the orbs start to rotate you. Now, you made 2 spells, so I need you to make 2 d20 rolls, please.
Shit, I forgot about that. Fuck. Yeah. Sorry. Hold on. We're both good. Or they're both good. They're not
Okay, you're fine then.
what's it called?
They're not nat ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of your turn. Ran, you're up. The hound is looking beaten and bloody. The 2 cultists are just dead.
Okay. Okay. I'll go ahead and
Fuck.
use Witch Bolt then.
Okay.
On the house so I can finish him off.
Do you have to make an attack roll, or do I have to make a saving throw?
I make it. Yeah, make a range attack against the target within range. On the hit, target takes 1d12 lightning damage.
Okay, so
And
roll to hit.
I got a 9. 9? Yeah, I got
That'll miss,
Actually, wait, 9
unfortunately.
plus 4.
Oh,
That's
so
13.
13? That just misses.
Yep.
So you fire it out, and the creature, barely standing on 2 legs, kind of just slumps down as the bolt arcs above it.
Gotcha.
That's the end of your turn.
Alright. Yes, sir.
It is now.
I'll move back. I'll take 20. I'll move 10 feet back.
Okay, so you're back outside the doorway.
All right.
Miney, it is going to make the creature, seeing you as a bigger threat, going to make 2 attacks against you.
Did it run past me or what?
It doesn't have. Is Miney behind you, or how are you guys standing?
I would say I was probably tucked up behind Manny.
Okay.
So is it an opportunity attack or not?
It would be an attack of
I don't
I
opportunity.
don't think it has to. Wait, it has to
Alright.
move to hit me.
Well, no, it wouldn't, because it could stay within 5 feet of Manny, so no attack of opportunity.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure on.
So, well, it rolled a nat 1 and a nat 6. So that's a 9,
Both
so I'm
miss.
assuming that misses. So it goes to bite and hit you with its tail. It bites onto your arm, but doesn't pierce your flesh, and you kind of shake it off. And as the tail kind of swings, going to hit you, you duck underneath it just in time. That's the end of its turn. Vaughn, you're up.
I will cast Cure Wounds on myself again.
Okay.
Alright. $21 health.
Okay. And then I assume you're going to use your spiritual weapon to hit him?
Yes, I am. With a 3, he misses.
Yes. It goes to hit him, and the creature just barely dodges out of the way. It is now the guard's turn. The guards kind of push past you and say, "Let us handle this." And each of them is going to make an attack against the creature.
They both just die.
Oh my god.
They better move from the creature.
I,
Um,
I think to my mind, we're gonna have 2 more casualties again.
the first one misses, but the second one hits. So he does 3 points of damage. And the creature, he stabs into the creature, it lets out a piercing howl, and then falls to the floor dead.
Damn it!
Ah, great, that's
They
funny.
just saved themselves.
It dissolves into nothingness
My-
from what I know.
My meteor just float around me for a bit until the spell runs out.
Alright, so he's dead, right? Logan?
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm assuming no one got wounded except I.
I'm gonna go ahead and take out 2 of my vials of blood that I got earlier. I'm going to pour them out. I'm gonna take some blood from the 2 cultists that were outside.
They dissolved away.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, then I will undo what I just did. I will not pour out the blood that I don't know if I slide that
So
back.
my minute meteors last for about 10 minutes, Logan. So
Okay,
just,
good to know.
I'm gonna have it keep going until.
Okay. After you defeat them, the room kind of goes quiet, and the 2 guards kind of look a little antsy and say we should explore the building.
I quickly like within the vicinity. I like to go ahead and cast. Where is
I
it?
probably shouldn't have used so many spell slots in that fight
I-
because there might be
I
more.
like to
Right.
you cast detect magic.
20 feet to the door, and you use both your spell.
Okay, you cast detect magic. What's the range on
I
that?
can't help it, dude.
Let me look.
Oh, he does that. Logan, can I have my?
I wish the app
unseen-
actually freaking had the range on this stuff.
Can I have my unseen being go ahead and search that town's body to find anything? So I still have that.
Say again?
I go ahead and have my unseen servant go ahead and search the hound's body see if I find anything on it.
The hound dissolved too.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and
The
stand 60
so
feet
within
ahead.
it's a 30 feet radius of me.
Okay. You don't detect any magic in 30 feet of you, but you do pick up a faint a little bit of magical pulse from below you.
It stays constant for 10 minutes.
Okay,
It's
so
a
you
concentration.
do pick up that below you there's something magical.
Okay, and then also it says right here the spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and 1 thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, you still pick up on the magical essence below you.
Okay. All right. I look at them and I point down.
The guards kind of nod at you. If you'd like, we'll go on ahead to scout out.
I'll follow you.
I still have my unseen servant ahead of us.
Okay. Where would you guys like to go? The whole house is open to you. There's a large staircase leading up to the second floor. There's double doors on either side of you leading to the west wing and the east wing. And then there is behind the staircase a spiral staircase that descends into the basement.
I think we should go to the basement.
Probably be our best choice. If we're trying to get rid of all these things. I feel the magical essence coming from down below. Nowhere else is showing otherwise.
I want to send my unseen servant upstairs.
Okay.
And I'll go downstairs with
Okay. You guys descend the staircase. It twists and winds for about 10 feet till you come to an iron door. At this point, Manuel, your detect magic no longer works through the door.
After 10 minutes, or is it because of
It's
being
because-
stone wall?
It's because of the stone wall. When you
Okay.
when you were up on the first floor, it was just going through wooden floors, but now it has to go
Okay.
through stone and metal, so it dissolves away. Miney, your spell is still up. It's only been like 2 minutes.
No,
Or-
no, the spell stays active, but it's just that it just doesn't detect.
oh yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
but it's
Okay.
like-
So all your spells are still up because it's only been like 30 seconds. You guys killed all of them and then descended the staircase. The door is shut and locked.
Can I firebolt the lock on the door?
Go ahead.
Do I need to roll for an attack?
Yes.
Hmm. 13.
13. You fire a firebolt. The lock kind of shatters, and the door, it's now unlocked.
I push open the door.
Okay. As you push it open, there's a little bit of torchlight kind of guiding you, or not guiding you, but torchlight kind of flooding in. You have dark vision, so the room extends for about 50 feet. And then in the center of it, you see a glowing circle on the ground. And just above it, hovering, is an orb.
Is the magic coming from that?
Yes, the magic is coming from that.
All right. Can I go ahead? Wait. From what would I know? Would this be considered a magic or a curse?
It would be magic.
No.
All right. Can I cast a spell magic on it?
You can try.
Okay. I'd like to try that.
Okay. Sorry. I was getting a drink. You cast Dispel Magic.
Let's see. Let's see. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends for wait. Okay, wait. Let's see. Make ability check. Okay, the DC DC equals 10 plus my spell level on a successful check. So and okay, so basically it would be a DC 15.
15. So go ahead and make a roll.
Wait, do I make a roll or you make a roll?
Would you like to make it or would you like me to make it?
You can make it.
That's a natural 17.
So it succeeds at not,
You cast the spell. The orb kind of floats for a second. The circle below it disappears, and the orb falls down and shatters against the ground.
okay.
As you do this, the two guards kind of push past you, holding their spears out, and they say, "We'll take a look and see if it's safe." And they begin to push into the darkness.
Well, for one thing, I I cast light again because it's a cantrip. And I
Okay.
placed it on the guards, so they're a walking light.
Okay. As they do this, one guard, he kind of turns, and it's a little too late. A crossbow bolt hits him in the chest, and he falls down to the ground. He's clutching his side. He's still alive, but he's hurt pretty bad. And then the other guard turns to help him, and from behind him, another one of those hound creatures leaps out, jumps on his back, and starts just biting into his neck. I need you all to roll
wait.
initiative.
Wait, wouldn't they actually see
You just
them
use
too?
them as bait.
Wait, but wait, wouldn't it like wouldn't they
Yeah,
have
they,
seen
it
them
was
since
still
they
a
had light
surprise
on them?
attack, though.
The fuck?
They
Okay.
didn't make their perception checks.
Wow. It blinded in a drow. Damn.
Archer House blind.
Yeah, and light. They have they have a disadvantage on perception checks in light, and also attack rolls while there's light
I
while
know.
it's outside light. But yeah.
So I need initiatives, please.
Gotcha, sir. Yeah.
17.
17? Okay.
There we go. Purple, go. 12.
12. And Javon? Javon, are you here?
Sorry, dude. I muted you when I was holding Joshua. My bad. 15 for me and 8 for him.
Okay. Oh, I gotta roll for the guards. Hold on.
Who is the
Okay.
guard?
Oh yeah, they're still alive, aren't they? I forgot. Okay.
One of the guards pulls the crossbow bolt out. He takes his spear and he turns and jabs it at the creature. Let me roll for him real quick. That is a miss. So he goes to stab and the creature it bounces off his hide. The other guard frantically tries to pull the creature off him. He's going to make a strength check. He fails to get it off and the creature pushes him down onto the ground and just starts biting into his neck. That's the end of their
Oh.
turn. From the darkness, you hear a clink and a metal sound, and another crossbow bolt flies out. It's going right for your face. You see it in time, and you duck out of the way as it impales on the wall behind you.
Good question, Logan. Can they actually even perceive us since the light's actually on top of the guards instead?
You guys are standing in the doorway, so there's torchlight.
Okay. And how big is the corridor? Because from the guard, it's like 20 feet around them.
Yeah, they moved out about 20 feet, so you're at the edges of the light spell.
Okay, so I'm guessing they're actually past the 20 feet, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, the guy whoever's shooting the crossbow bolts is in the darkness beyond.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
Okay.
Okay.
Igneal, you're up.
Alright, I can't see the ones firing the crossbows.
You cannot see. No.
What do I see? There's 2 guards and there's hounds biting at him.
There's one hound on his back, pinning him to the ground and biting into his back.
Is he dead?
He's still alive. He's still thrashing.
The guard's still alive.
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Let me think. God damn it. I think I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at him, I guess.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Lost my pencil, dude. Oh well, this doesn't matter. 18 plus something.
Are you attacking the hound or are you attacking the darkness?
The hound?
Okay, that hits.
'Cause that's what I can see, so. Alright, hold on, let me get the Chaos Bolt. 2d8 and a d6. Alright. 8, 7. Alright, hold on, sorry. 4. I will make it thunder damage, and it is 19 damage.
19 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Your bolt hits the creature, knocking it off the guard. It kind of flips itself over, stares at you with its eyeless face, and growls. That's the end of your turn unless you'd like to move.
How far back did it knock it off of him?
Only about it's right next to him.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to send 2 meteors at the hound. Can I position it to where it'll hit the hound without hitting the guard?
Yes, you can hit it. You can put it to the side just so it'll hit the hound.
Okay,
Do I have to make... Is it an attack roll or do I make a DC save?
it's a dex save.
That's a...
And I'm gonna send.
That's a 6, so it fails.
Okay. I think I'm gonna send just one at it because I don't think it'll survive a round of combat. Um, so you said it failed.
It failed.
8 damage. It's
You can see your 2 meteors spiral off into the darkness. They explode next to the creature, kind of rocking it back and forth as shrapnel impales into its side. It looks and growls at you, and then that's the end of your turn.
I
Ron.
sent 1 meteor at it, so I still
Oh,
have
you sent
4
one?
left. So,
Okay, so you have some left.
yeah.
Rand, you're up.
How far am I from the creature?
It's about 20 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use infestation.
Okay.
You're gonna see my face, which was all normal. It's gonna go ahead and then that half skull paint's gonna appear on it. My eyes are gonna turn white. I'm gonna open my mouth and a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites appear momentarily on one creature you can see within. Target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it takes 1d6 damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction if it can move. And its speed is at least 5 feet.
What is the DC I have to make?
16.
Okay, it fails.
All right. I got five poison damage, and it moves to the. It moves 5 feet to the north.
Okay, so it's
And
thrashing.
doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Okay, as it's thrashing, it backs off the guard, kind of grabs his spear, and tries to stand. That's the end of your turn. Vaughn, you're up.
Real quick though, sorry, I forgot I'm on level 5, so it's actually it's actually
8
8 damage.
damage? Okay.
Yeah,
From the Dre's great dark abyss above, even though the corridor is probably just small, you see a hammer fall from the sky, land right in front of the monster. It's tool time.
Okay.
I use spiritual weapon,
Make your attack roll.
and yeah. Go. That's not gonna hit. It is a 10.
10. You go to smack it. In the thrashing, the creature kind of moves absent-mindedly, and the hammer just lands next to it.
It just bashes in the floor, freaking fixing a piece of tile that was not in place. That's all it does.
Okay. Up next is Finn.
All right. Where is that other person still in the darkness, or was he taken care of? I wasn't fully thinking. The one that was firing the crossbow bolt.
Okay.
Is he still alive?
Say it again.
The one that was hiding in the shadows, is he still alive?
It hasn't been attacked yet.
And do we have would we be able to kind of just estimate, I guess, where if I sit Finn in there, would he possibly be able to find that person?
He'd make a perception check.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a perception check with Finn. Let's see. Yes. He got a 15.
15.
Yep.
As Finn peers into the darkness, he can kind of make out a hulking shape readying another crossbow bolt, and he kind of locks onto where he is.
How far would you say he is from him?
He's about the max distance, about 50 feet, hiding against a wall in the darkness.
Okay. I want Finn to move into the darkness about 20 feet, just so he's unseen as well.
Okay.
And move 20 feet towards him into the darkness.
Okay. That's the end of his turn.
Yep.
It is now the Hound's turn. It's gonna manual or not manual. Javon, does it have any disadvantages on attack while it's infested?
Let's see. It doesn't say it does.
Okay, so it's it's going to kind of charge at you guys, and it's going to go after you, Vaughn. Or not Vaughn, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who it goes after. It rolled a natural 1. So as it's running, the infestation kind of like encircles it. It kind of slips on the ground and slides and stops right in front of you guys. But it does not hit anybody. It is now the guard's turn. The guard who's on the ground is going to turn, and he's going to take his spear. He's going to rush into the darkness at the figure and make an attack. And he disappears in the darkness. Yes.
He's still embodied in light, right? Can we see what's
Yes.
in darkness now? 'Cause of him?
As he emerges into the darkness, it illuminates, and you see a man in cult robes, wearing splint armor, kind of standing there with a crossbow bolt, a long sword on his back, and a short sword at his side. And he kind of ducks. He ducks out of the way of the guard's spear attack, and just kind of like covers his eyes. The other guard is going to stand up, holding his side, turn around, and make a beeline for you guys. He's gonna dash, so he pushes past all of you, which
Wait, is he disengaging or dashing?
he's dashing, so he gets there's an attack of opportunity by the hound.
What about? Wait, was it one of the guards?
It's one of the guards.
Yes.
Okay, my bad.
The creature lashes out at him. He kind of ducks underneath the bite and runs past you guys up the stairs and out of view. So that's the end of their turn. You guys watch as the cultist, he kind of sheaths his crossbow bolt, pulls out his longsword, and he goes after the guard. He takes his sword, and with one mighty swing, he just chops the guy clean in half.
There's still light. The light is still illuminating on the dead body.
Yes, the light is still illuminating from the corpse.
Did he go by the? Did he run by Finn? Or was Finn to get opportunity attack on him?
No, nobody ran by Finn. The guy who ran was the other guard.
Oh, the guard ran to. I thought you said the cultist ran.
No. The guard did.
Okay.
That's the end of his turn. Igneal, you're up.
Okay. I think this guy needs to die. He looks a little stronger. So I am going to cast. I guess I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at him.
Okay.
A 12 plus 7 to hit, so 19.
19 will hit.
Let me roll a die for damage. It's 2d8 and 1d6. So 13 damage, and it will be. Make it psychic damage for the hell of it. Why not?
Okay. The bolt arcs from your hand and just dances around the room before impacting him in the head. He kind of grabs his head and grunts, and he kind of looks at you with one of his eyes, and he looks wild with rage. Would you like to move at all?
I'm going to probably stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to shoot 2 meteors at him.
Okay.
I think you have to roll for each save, I think, because it's 2 different hits.
Well, that was a natural 6 and a natural 7, and he only gets a +1 to Dex, so he fails.
All right, so let me look at it's 2d6, so 46 total. Well, 15 damage.
15 damage.
And that'll be the end of my turn. I got 2 meteors left.
Okay. Up next is Ran.
Alright. I'm going to use Toll the Death.
Okay. On who? The creature or the guy in the back?
Oh, the hound's not dead yet, is it?
No.
Fuck.
the hound's pretty fucked up. And how much damage has it seemed like the other guy's taken?
He looks like he's taken a bit, but he's still pretty strong.
I'll go ahead and actually, he still has some fight in him, so I will use Ray of Sickness.
Okay.
Big man back then. Instead, make a ranged spell attack against the target you see within range. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a Constitution saving throw. On failure, it also is poison. It's also poison until the end of its next turn. I'm gonna use it as a level 2, so I'll use 3d8. But I'll roll to see. I guess no. So make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. It's a natural 18 plus 2, so unnatural 20.
A natural 20.
So he succeeds.
Okay. So then 3d8.
Oh, no. You make an attack roll first.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, that'll hit.
And then the 3d8, and he's poisoned until the end of his next turn.
He made the save, so he's not poisoned.
Oh, he made the save. Gotcha. So yeah, so either way, 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
I can change this number. And that is 12. 12 poison damage.
Okay. The sickly green ray spews from your fingers and just encompasses him. He kind of hunkers to the ground for a minute in pain, but he then stands back up and pulls his crossbow bolt out. That's the end of your turn. Vaughn, you're up.
All right. So let's see. There's that monster, and there's that dude. How far is the guy?
The guy's about 50 feet away.
That won't do for me. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and there's that dead body right next to the quartz freak dog monster, right?
There's no dead body near the dog.
Oh, there wasn't? Okay. Good to know. Alright,
Fuck.
I go ahead and use Sacred Flame on the creature.
Okay. Is that an attack roll or a saving throw?
That's a DC save.
What am I? A dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
That's a 15.
It's on top of it. Like literally, that's what the DC was. 15.
Then it'll go through. So it fails.
It fails. You sure?
Oh no, it
Okay.
yeah, it succeeds because I mean it fails because if you hit a creature at that armor class, it's a success. So I'll say
Okay.
so. Yeah, your attack goes through.
All right. $15
Let's
damage.
see.
Okay. The creature kind of thrashes as the flames envelop it. It just shakes itself wildly before righting itself and just staring you down. But it looks really bad.
I go ahead and use the hammer to attack as the bonus action.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Yeah, I gotta stop using this dice. 9.
9.
I'm not gonna hit.
The hammer goes and the creature ducks out of the way.
All right.
That's the end of your turn. Finn is up.
All right, how far would you say he's within still?
He's only about 20 feet.
20 feet.
Get off my book.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this chance to run at him and try to hit him with a slam.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
At 20.
That'll hit.
All right, and he's gonna hit him with a slam. He's gonna run up, grab him like he's about to suplex the crap out of him. Yep. That is. That's 10. 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Finn runs up, grabs him around the waist, and suplexes him into the ground. As he releases, the guy kind of shakily stands up. He looks a little dazed, but he's still standing. That's the end of Finn's turn. It is now the Hound's turn. The Hound is going to make a bite attack against you, Manuel, and a tail attack against you, Miney.
But wait, it has to make a it has to move towards us because it wasn't close by us.
Yes, it was. It ran up to you guys.
Oh, wait, it ran up to. Wait,
Yeah.
if it ran up to me, then that means that then my second rover wouldn't take an opportunity to attack.
Oh, true. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Luckily, 19.
That'll hit.
All right, force damage. Please do damage. All right, 10 damage.
Okay. Your hammer, as the creature runs up to, as it leaps up to bite at you, your hammer swings, smacking it against the wall, and sending it flying into the darkness, where you hear it land, and then you hear the bubbling of the dissolving.
All right.
Uh,
This is a time where I'm actually making no damage. I'm happy. Wow.
It is now the cultist's turn. He pulls out his crossbow and he aims it at you, Javon. Or no, he's going to use his longsword attack against your brother. So that's 2 attacks. That's a natural 2, so a failure, and a 17 to hit.
That hits.
So that'll be... That's a D10. Whoops. Oh, no, I need the D10. What am I doing? That's 12 points of slashing damage as he carves into your brother.
And makes no noises. And takes that attack and waits.
Okay.
So his turn.
The cult is kind of shaken by the fact that your brother didn't do anything. You can see he's now visibly shaking. But that's the end of his turn. Igneel, you're up.
Okay. Is the Hound dead?
The Hound is dead.
Okay. I'm going to. Hmm.
It's almost like my niece is communicating with your son, Javon.
Oh, they know how it works.
Yep.
Long distance shit.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt, I think. Sorry. Where's my pencil? I keep losing my pencil somehow. There it is. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at the guy. So D20. Will a 18 hit?
An 18 will hit.
Okay, so I got an 18. Does that hit, Logan?
I said yes.
Sorry, I'm being distracted, so. Alright, so it is. God damn it, the fucking time that the Hound's not alive. Okay, so I got 11 damage, and the element type is lightning.
Lightning. You fire it out of your hand. It screams across the open room, piercing the silence of the room. It slams into the cultist's chest, shattering his chest plate. He gets flung up against the wall, and the lightning just courses through him. You can see his eyes bulge and like foam start to bubble out the mouth as he just kind of seizes up and then collapses dead on the ground.
I like to activate remove curse immediately on him.
Okay. Since combat is done, you run up as fast as you can and you cast Remove Curse. The ring kind of shatters on his hand, and he does not dissolve.
All right. This is one for the losing team.
Okay. Combat has now ended. The room kind of falls still. The light is still emanating from the corpse of the guard, but other than that, it's blackness.
All right. I'd like to go ahead and loot that orb.
Okay.
That fell on the ground.
Make no. Okay. As you approach, the orb is shattered. It broke across when it hit the ground. It broke into a bunch of pieces.
I mend it.
Okay. You mend the orb. It takes you about 10 minutes to mend it, but you now have an orb. So just put in your inventory unknown orb.
All right.
And then what would the
Can I
rest of
walk
you
up?
like to do?
I want to walk up to the cultist, the cultist body,
Okay.
and I'm going to place my hand on his face. I'm going to say, you wounded my brother. Now you'll be of use to him." And I want to use animate dead
Okay.
and bring him
Damn, you got to him before I did. Oh well.
back. Animate dead,
Okay.
and yeah, and then he's gonna be my slave.
You, s-
How long would you say that fight took?
that fight took maybe 2 minutes.
Would you say that my unseen servant upstairs has found anything?
Yes. Your unseen servant reports back to you and says he didn't find any other cultists.
Okay. Did he find
All
anything
right.
else big,
Uh,
that's important? Shiny thing?
it was mostly empty.
Alright,
I
I'm
look-
almost and I'm gonna go ahead and disband it.
I look at both of them. Would you say that either of them are hurt or damaged or anything like that? Or any of them? Logan, from what
Uh,
you can see.
what are you looking at?
I'm looking to see if anybody is hurt at the moment.
Uh, no one looks to be hurt. You guys made it out of that pretty unscathed.
Alright, just in case, I'm just gonna go ahead and release an aura of pure light around my body that just emanates with light essence.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my channel divinity to preserve life, and it restores. Actually, no, it wouldn't work anyways. Never mind. I just glow.
Okay. Would you guys like to search the room?
Yeah, before we search, I use mending on my brother's life. I guess Kate fix it up.
Okay. It seals back up.
There we go. And yeah, let's go ahead and
I got what I
cultist
wanted.
searching the
I walk away and just leave.
Okay. Is anyone searching the
Did,
room?
I was gonna search the room and search the guy. I don't know if he got searched.
Okay, make an investigation check, please.
which guys
Did
trying to search
the
the one that I just brought back.
Hey, Logan.
Yes.
Is the guard still over there or upstairs or what?
One of the guards ran up the stairs and vanished into the darkness. The other guard is dead.
No, but wait. I'm walking up the stairs.
Oh, you're
now,
walking up the
and
stairs?
The guard's still there. Yeah.
No, he looks like he's made it all the way outside.
All right. I go out. I go outside and I'll use cure wounds on the guard, and at that point, I'll just sit out there and wait the whole entire time, and that's it for me.
Okay. Miney, you're searching the room and the guy and the cultist?
Yeah, I got 13.
13. On the cultist, you find 160 silver pieces.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and stop money there because I brought back cultists and I'm not gonna let him search.
Okay.
All right, Logan.
Yes.
Also, I'm gonna be getting off at this moment. You guys can continue playing. If anybody needs any healing, they can just use cure. My character will just use cure wounds. I have 2. I have 1 more spell slot for that.
Okay.
If anybody's poisoned, got disease aids, lesser restoration. I got 2 spell slots for that. Cure wounds will give anybody a 1d8 plus my spell modifier plus 9 because of being part of the life domain.
Okay.
All right, I gotta get ready for work.
Okay.
Adios.
See you next Sunday.
Later.
Okay, so Miney,
Stop the cult body.
you go to get the silver pieces, and Rand kind of stops you.
He attacked my brother. This one's going.
Wait, what?
I said
Okay,
he attacked
whatever.
my brother. Okay.
I just don't even. I just walk off. I just search the room, I guess.
Okay. In the back corner of the room, you find a large treasure chest.
I want to open the treasure chest.
Okay. As
and
you
see
open
what's in
it, you're met with the glittering of gold and silver. You find 200 gold pieces. You find 3 potions, a bundle of arrows, a strange-looking bag, and then a golden helmet.
Hold on. Of arrows. What was after the arrows?
A strange bag.
Strange bag and gold helmet. Are any of them magical?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm just gonna Arcana check. Do you want me to do a straight for them all?
Yeah,
Or do
straight
you want
one
me
for
to
them
roll
all.
for each? Okay. Well, that is shit. Uh, 5.
5?
No, 8.
8? You get the sense they're all magical. You could probably take them to a shop, and the shopkeeper would tell you what you have. Or you could do detect magic.
I don't have detect magic. Would I be able to figure out what they are through an Arcana check? Or
No, you'd have to take them to a. You'd either have to spend a long rest with them, or you'd have to take them to a shopkeep.
Alright, did you want some of this gold, Ran?
No, you can keep on. I made a
Okay.
profit last night.
Alright, so I'm just gonna hold on to everything I got. I can't identify what these potions are, can I?
No, you could drink them, but you can't
I don't have to
identify.
drink them.
You'd figure out what they are once you drank them.
Yeah,
I'll
but that
drink
would not help, would it?
No.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess, do you think we should go ahead and search the rest of this building, Ran?
I think you might as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Both of you make investigation checks for searching the building.
Alright, what all do I find?
We don't find any other monsters
No.
or anything? Okay. 17.
What all was found on the cultist slogan?
Say again?
What all was found on the cultist? The one that I brought back?
Just 160 silver pieces.
Alright. Alright, and then I'll roll investigation. I guess you want me to roll just investigation for me or make them spend in the
Just for
cultist
you.
one as well? Investigation. I got a 6.
Okay. And Miney?
Oh, well, I got a 17
17?
for my investigation.
You guys do a thorough sweep of the house, and you don't find anything else. It looks like it's abandoned. It looks like they were using the basement as their head of operations. But other than that, you don't find anything.
Okay.
And we're gonna call it there since Manny left,
Alright.
and we'll pick up next Sunday.
Sounds good, man.